Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, we were doing a bit of exploring before we head up to the abbey. Now, we've heard a lot about these Roman ruins. I say we go and look at them. See what's going on there. Oh, hello! A child's drawing. I wonder who the artist is. Well, there are a few. I mean, it's obviously not going to be Ursula. She's too little. There was Gret's little girl. I think her name was Anna. Still, maybe she would be a bit too young. She looked quite small. Collapsed. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. I was curious, considering that last night we saw a ghost, more than likely someone, probably wasn't a supernatural entity, but we saw someone running all over the aqueduct. I was curious if we were going to see anything, but no. Yeah, and this leads to the church and the Druckers, okay. Yeah, this is the same as before. Okay. Yeah, hello there, sir. Hello there, Master Mailer. Hello, Till. Bumped into any ghosts lately? No, not since we last spoke. Ah! What is this? What is it? No, not since we last spoke. Good. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. I could do without the mud on my shoes, but the aqueduct does make a nice silhouette. Again, a little bit of mud ain't gonna hurt ya. Are you made of sugar, Andreas? No. Rain and mud cannot hurt you. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on 'em, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving 'em a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? I didn't know you could read. What? Just because he's an old shepherd, God, now I just have one of the Harry Potter films. I'm not that big of a Harry Potter fan, but I do always remember, Draco Malfoy. Like, why are you wearing glasses? I was reading. I didn't know you could read. No. I know that probably most people aren't going to be exactly literate in this time period, but just let the man have his books. Why not? What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gonneau became abbot, and I'm assuming Gonneau hasn't been allowing the common folk access to the books. Oh, I like that. Okay, so originally we're thinking, okay, this is just some peasant. He can't read. But upon realizing, oh no, he can read. His text has changed. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favourite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight, Gaius Metellus? I'm just reading the names first. Righty, perhaps? Rate? I'm gonna go with Righty. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the Righty, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley. Barbarians on all sides. When Mars, okay, I thought that said Maize, and I was like, who is Maize? When Mars, the Roman god of war and agriculture, Mars represented civilization and peace through military might. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley, barbarians on all sides, when Mars sent a wolf to the night. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf and the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from. Yeah, I was about to say, this is sounding very similar to the story of Saint Moritz. That sounds a lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about Saint Moritz, without the Roman gods, of course. I'm surprised that Kearsau has any record of Tassing before Saint Moritz arrived. A good story, if nothing else. No. That sounds a lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about Saint Moritz, without the Roman gods, of course. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And saved near a spring. I wonder if it's the same story. It probably is. And then it kind of got... What's the word I'm looking for? Christified? Let's go with that. Let's go with that. As times changed, it became more Christian in the retelling. And then, you know, eventually it's like, oh, it was, you know, there was this layer of Catholicism and Christianity about it all, and we'll rename him to Moritz and this and it probably was the same story. I wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Mailer. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. Wise words, I feel the same. I'd rather look forward to new opportunities, but I do see the value in looking back. Ooh. I'm drawn to this, because this seems like something that Brother Piero would say, and I do think that Andreas... I think that Andreas looks to Piero as a bit of a guide. He's a very talented artist, and he's an old-ass man. If you've lived for that long, you're probably gonna have learned some wisdom, at the very least. Yeah, I'm drawn to this. I'd rather look forward to new opportunities, but I do see the value in looking back. To each his own, I suppose. It's been good chatting with you, Master Mailer, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, alright? I will, until later, Till. Well, Till, I happen to have a heretical book on me if you'd be interested in that. But no, we won't offer him the sexy book. I wonder if we would have gotten the opportunity. I don't think we would have, but the fact that, you know, we talked to Brother Matthew, we heard the story of St. Moritz, and we can now bring that up in conversation. I like that. I hope we wouldn't have gotten that if we hadn't have talked to the brother. I hope that's a unique... you took the time to speak to a guy, therefore you get this option. I hope that's that. Yeah, the aqueduct's broken, it's flowing. Ooh, hello. You're right, squirrel friend. Okay, this leads to Smokey's home. Most of this felling is for the abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. That's not right. Let me just see. I'm just getting the lay of the land. So yeah, this will lead back to town eventually. Smokey's house. Okay. Yeah, I want to do a wee bit of exploration. Yeah, okay. Okay. Hello. Oh, Master Mailer? I mean, I presume we probably haven't spoken to this guy much if he lives out in the woods. Yes? We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. You're the charcoal burner. Yes, I remember. You're the charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mailer. Until then. Yeah, I think it'd be good to get to know everyone. Oh, hello. Hello. You're not a local, are you? No, I'm staying in Tassing only briefly. Is Smokey a friend of yours? Why stay out here in the forest? There's being nosy, and then there's being nosy. If he wants to stay out here in the forest, maybe he likes it out here. Maybe he likes being around the trees and the animals and all that. Is Smokey a friend of yours? No. I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassing, but he's let me stay with him, so yes, I suppose he is. He's Romani. Hello there. Okay. People don't much like Romani. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. I search to find whatever is different. It's differences in an artist's style that makes their world unique. Different is merely different, not better or worse. Ooh. I think I'm drawn to this for Andreas. He's an artist. I think he'd want to find new sights, new sounds, new peoples. Although at the same time, he is very stuck in his art style. He's copying others. Although it seemed like he was copying other people's work because it's like, hey, this is what sells. Personally, I think that differences are good. I think if everyone was the same, if everyone had the same opinions and the same point of views, then one, the world would be a very boring place, and two, we'd never learn anything. If everyone just thought the exact same, then there'd be no like, oh, well, what about this? Oh, shit, I never thought of it like that. We'd never have any new discoveries. I'm of the opinion that differences are a wonderful thing. Differences should be celebrated and absolutely not ignored. I don't think that acknowledging, hey, you're different from me. We have these differences of opinions or lifestyles or cultures, ethnicities, religions. I don't think that acknowledging difference is bad. It's bad when you're like, hey, you're different from me and therefore I think you're less than. No, sit your ass down. Have a cup of tea, have a Snickers. Don't be doing that. But acknowledging difference, I don't think there's anything wrong with that in the slightest. Differences are wonderful. But again, I'm not the one here. We are Andreas. I think he's copying copying other people's styles because he expects that to sell. I think in an ideal world where he could just paint and he didn't have to worry about commissions or, will other people like this? If he could just paint because he wished to paint and he'd just get money, like he'd just be sent money, he just finds it under the couch cushions, like, oh, today's rent, lovely. I don't think he'd be copying other people's work if that were the case. I search to find whatever is different. It's the differences in an artist's style that makes their work unique. Ah, you're the artist staying up at Curacao. Yes, just visiting Tassing for some time. My name is Andreas Mailer. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Oh, right, I'm Václav, a travelling tinker. I travel from place to place, sharpen knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tassing, Václav? Do the people of Tassing need much tinkered? Well, as he said, like sharpening knives, we've got a blacksmith, so I would assume there are a decent amount of like metal products in the town. There's a printing press that might need fixing. Yeah, what brought you to Tassing, Václav? Well, I actually came to visit Curaçao's library. I had hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. Why not? No one's allowed inside the library except the sisters. I'm not surprised they turned you away. Ah, okay. Okay, so well that's fair. If it's relegated to like the ladies' side of the church, like that's I can't exactly blame Father Gano for that. Father Gano is a grumpy old man. I think he has half a mind to throw me out of the scriptorium most of the time. Oh no, I want to slag off Gano. But if the library is on the nuns' half of the abbey, and I would assume they don't allow men there. I mean, like, when the monks want books, you have to go to the door and say, hey, can you pass us a book? It's not like we can go in there ourselves. I can't exactly blame Father Gano for that. For once, that isn't his fault. If the library is for women exclusively, and you're not a woman, therefore you can't come in, like, I can't, as much as I might want to slag off Gano, I can't blame him for that. No one's allowed inside the library except the sisters. I'm not surprised they turned you away. Ah. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. That's a fascinating idea, but Genesis clearly says that the Lord created the heavens and the earth. How ridiculous. No, that is a fascinating idea. Not only that, but it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and demons are water and earth. And the world was ether before the Lord formed it. I thought there was a gap. I was like, formed it? What? And the world was aether before the Lord formed it. That's why Satan appeared as a snake to Eve. Snakes can only dwell in deep caves and pools. I'd never considered it that way before. You might be onto something. Be careful, Václav. People have been imprisoned for talking like that. Don't be a fool. God created the elements just as much as anything else. No, I mean, I think it's between these two. I mean, this is definitely true. This is definitely true. I mean, here's the thing. We've studied the occult. I think this type of thinking is not entirely foreign to Andreas. I think he'd be into this line of logic. I'd never considered it that way before. You might be onto something. I did not expect such open dialogue with you, Master Mailer. Few men with your stature would entertain such ideas with someone like me. Anyway, I should get back to work. Until later, Václav. I'm probably butchering your name, but that was a lovely conversation. Thank you, my dear. I hope you have a good time here tinkering away. Let's head to the waterfall. That sounds nice. Oh, hello. Rotten and full of bugs. No wonder Otto hasn't split it up. You're right, old Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. All right. Oh, this is stunning. That is beautiful. The waterfall must flow down from the snowmelt in the mountains above the abbey. Stunning. Oh, some ducks. I love ducks. Though they terrify me. Tassing's old salt mine. How the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. Okay, very cool. And now let's head down to the shrine. And I think that should be everywhere explored. Oh, lovely. Lovely. A carving of Saint Satya. It looks quite old. Ooh. And yet nothing over here, but still that is gorgeous. Beautiful. And on such a huge tree as well. What, I mean, they really couldn't have picked a better place for that. Oh, hello. Martin. Get a friendly greeting from Martin. No, absolutely not. Hey, Martin. Eat shit, Andreas. Achoo! I should get to the scriptorium. Gano will give me an earful if I'm late again. We are going to be late. With all the exploration we've done, we are going to be late. God be with you, Andreas. Is God with us? Look at this rain. I think some part of Andreas just really doesn't like the rain. And here's the thing, personally, I'm a bit of a pluviophile. I love the rain. I absolutely adore it. So it's... I find this very funny. Are you still preparing to leave, even with this weather? The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salamia, will be arriving today. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was glad you were willing to debate him at supper, even though he's sure the abbot will hold it against you. Part of me is tempted, like, how pissed off can I make the abbot? How angry can we make this man? Well, Luther's work is worth debating, regardless of what the abbot thinks. The abbot is too conservative. I find it's best to ignore him. The Baron is a patron of the abbey. I didn't want to refuse him. Ooh. I mean, I can't deny. Here's the thing. All of these were in my head when I picked the option to debate. The Baron is the patron. I didn't want to refuse him. I didn't want to be rude because he's a rich and powerful man. The abbot, well, it's not exactly that I find him conservative. It's that I just don't like him. I don't like him. I think he's a cruel landlord. I don't think he's treating the people of Tassing kindly. And he's refusing to allow the common folk to borrow books. I was a voluntary library assistant back in the day. I am very big on people having the right to read. And so knowing that, like, oh yeah, we're not allowed books now. The previous abbot, he let us take books out. He was all for that. But this one, he's refusing to let us read. I'm like, oh, no, you've done pissed me off, sir. You done pissed me off. And again, I do think that the sale of indulgences, I think that's wrong. I think that's bullshit. I think that is worth debating. Oh, all of these are true. I mean, technically speaking, yeah, I can cross this one off. I think it's... This guy works for the Baron. This could get back to him. So I think I'm going to go for the top one. Well, Luther's work is worth debating, regardless of what the abbot thinks. My lord certainly agrees, but he hasn't found many people who share that opinion in Tyrol or Bavaria. Oh, hello. Would it be fair to say I found the Baron's favour, eh? I have no regrets for this one. However, we done pretty good there. Excellent. Would it be fair to say I found the Baron's favour? It would. My lord bade me give you a token of his friendship in his absence. He says it's a small thing compared to future commissions, but he hopes that you will wear it with pride. Oh, shit! He might give us money in the future. Oh, what an extraordinary pin. Please thank the Baron for me. In fact, I'll wear it right now, many thanks. I will keep it secure until I have clothing worthy of bearing it. I mean, we earned it. We earned it. Part of me's like, hey, I want to wear it now. I mean, I don't think we're going to be changing clothes anytime soon. Yeah, let's wear it right now. In fact, I'll wear it right now. Many thanks. Hey. As you wish, of course. Where has your master gone then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. I hope he returns soon. The rain is turning everything to mud. That seems odd, given the weather. It does. Here's the thing. We're working. We're going to work. It seems odd that a baron would choose to walk in the rain. Maybe he's a pluviophile. We don't know, but still. That seems odd, given the weather. Not odd for him. My lord enjoys hiking in all sorts of weather. A little rain never bothered him. A man after my own heart. I can sympathise. We Swabians enjoy a good walk through nature, even in such conditions. The Baron seems to be quite an unusual man in many ways. Well, I apologise for taking up so much of your time. Good luck, Godspeed, and I hope you can keep dry. Yeah. I don't know if unusual is the word I'd go for. I think I'd go for suspicious. Again, he seems to have quite odd tastes. He's pissed a lot of people off. I don't know what to make of him. The Baron seems to be quite an unusual man in many ways. Maybe so. I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. There goes my timer. Pardon me, Master Mailer. Yes, as it may be so, I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. That reminds me, did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Surely you don't mean me. No, not Martin. Martin. He's talking about Martin. Why do I get the feeling that Martin probably nicked something? Why do I get that feeling? That can only be Martin Bauer. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. He was in quite a hurry. That would explain my lord's missing rings. God damn it, Martin. You believe he stole from you? What rings are these? Frown. Just frown. No, you believe he stole from you? Not from me, no, from my lord. 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of gold golden. Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Though different standards exist for the golden in different regions, it is generally equivalent to the Florentine florin. Okay. 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of golden, and a book the Baron was planning to give to the abbey. Oh, shit. A book? Historia Tassii? I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing. The boy is a known thief. It wouldn't surprise me if he's responsible for the missing rings. That would explain it then. Regrettably, he had ample opportunity for his theft. Yesterday, I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. That's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold, or the rings. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course. I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing, until next time. Until then. Now that is weird. That is weird. Martin stealing the rings and the gold. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Here's my question. Why would he pick up a book? I mean, does Martin even know how to read? I mean, maybe the book is really embellished and he was just like, oh, it's kind of shiny. This might fetch a good price. But that strikes me as odd. That strikes me as a bit weird. And we can't enter the abbot's house. God damn. You know what? I'ma just check in here. And then, because I am out of time for this episode. Let's make our way up here. And there we go. With that autosave, I will bring today's episode to a close. In the next one, we head back to work. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.